There are so many brilliant stories in the DC multiverse that not enough people know about, so today, I'm gonna fix that. My name is AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 DC Elseworlds that you've never heard of. At number 10 is Batman, Hellboy, Starman. Ever heard of the non-canonical crossover between Batman, Hellboy, and Starman? I hope not, otherwise I already failed. In this Elseworlds tale, the Golden Age Starman, Ted Knight, finds himself kidnapped by some neo skinheads during a lecture on alternative energy sources. And who comes to the rescue? Well, Batman and Hellboy, of course. Together they track down the mysterious Knights of October to find a creepy deserted airfield. A rescue mission unfolds, but the Knights' leader, Dance, makes a daring escape with Ted Knight still in his clutches. Now here's the twist. Batman has to leave to deal with the Joker, so it's up to Ted's son, Jack Knight, the new Starman, to team up with Hellboy for the mission. Batman bids them farewell as they set off to the Amazon rainforest, but things take a dark turn when they immediately come under fire. As they infiltrate the enemy's defenses, they discover Dance's diabolical plan to reanimate the demon Sugar Yagoroth using Ted's scientific knowledge. At number 9 is Batman and Captain America, a world where Batman and Captain America team up during World War II. Not your typical comic book crossover, but it's one of those hidden gems from DC Elseworlds. In this alternate reality, the two iconic heroes find themselves fighting a sinister alliance between the Red Skull and the Joker. The story unfolds during the 40s, and it's a fresh take on these heroes, showing a different side of their characters. See, Batman and Cap are optimistic and well-adjusted, and the Joker's more of a clown-themed crime lord than a crazed unaliver. The Gotham Project replaces the Manhattan Project, adding an intriguing twist to the story, and of course, there's the inevitable clash between Batman and Captain America. But instead of an all-out brawl, they quickly realize that they're on the same side and join forces. Now the twist actually comes when Joker ends up being the unlikely hero, turning against Red Skull when he discovers that the Red Skull is actually one of the Axis powers. It's a wild ride through the golden age of comics filled with humor, action, and unexplained alliances. Who would have thought that the Joker could be a patriotic American hero in his own bizarre way? If you're enjoying the video so far, please support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. I would really appreciate it. At number 8 is Red Rain. In Batman Red Rain, we witness the Caped Crusader's transformation into a vampire to take on the Lord of Vampires himself, Dracula. This trilogy of graphic novels takes the iconic hero to the realm of Victorian horror. See, Red Rain kicks things off as Batman defeats Dracula, but becomes a vampire in the process. In Bloodstorm, Batman struggles to resist his newfound vampiric nature, but tragedy strikes when he drains the Joker's blood for eliminating Catwoman. His loyal allies, Alfred and Gordon, stake him, leaving him in a catatonic state. Fast forward to Crimson Mist, and criminals have overrun Gotham. Batman, now more animalistic due to isolation, goes on a bloodthirsty rampage, taking out foes in brutal fashion. Alfred, Gordon, Two-Face, and Killer Croc team up to put an end to the blood-sucking Batman, thus ending this chilling Elseworlds saga. At number 7 is Superman at Earth's End, where we find the Man of Steel in a post-apocalyptic world. Earth's in a mess, and a bunch of emotionless cyborgs called the Biomech Sevens are playing janitor trying to restore order. Meanwhile, our boy Superman has been chilling in a floating city, soaking in some rays to regain his strength. But it looks like Gotham City is next in line for cleansing via a nuclear bomb because it's swarming with mutants and degenerates. Supes heads down to Gotham to stop the madness, only to find some bat-like mutants messing with him. Surprise, surprise, his powers are waning as well because, I mean, look at him, he's pretty old. Don't worry, he gets saved by a gang of Mohawk youth on motorcycles. Turns out they're protecting the Batcave, and Batman's body has gone missing, and the culprits are a mysterious group known as the DNA Dictators, who use Batman's DNA to turn people into mindless creatures. Superman decides to be a hero and battles against giant robots, but his strength is fading fast. He retreats to the Batcave, but looks like they're all out of options, except for an oversized pew-pew Batman had called the Expunger. Supes hesitates because he's all anti-pew-pew, but desperate times call for desperate measures. They face off against an army of mutated lion men and mutant SS troopers. Because guess who's behind the DNA Dictators? Clone versions of that dictator from World War II. But here's the twist. They unleash a monstrous Batman creature that got Bruce Wayne's memories. Superman takes it down, but gets filled with lead by the clones. At number 6 is Batman in Bethlehem. In a forgotten corner of the DC multiverse lies a little hidden gem from 2007 that you might have missed. This tale is of the Bat, but not the one you know. You see, Batman in Bethlehem, tucked away in Batman issue number 666, catapults us 15 years into Gotham's future, and here, Damian Wayne is the offspring of Bruce Wayne, who dons the cowl as the new Batman. In this reality, Damian investigates a string of mob boss unalivings, and the city's finest point fingers at the Dark Knight. But our hero was too busy hunting the real unaliver, a twisted fake Batman who goes by Bat Devil. He claims to be the Antichrist, out to reshape the world to favor the strong, crushing the weak. The story culminates in a showdown at Hotel Bethlehem, a dark ritual site in the shape of a star formed by the unaliving location. Batman takes on Bat Devil and his gang in a brutal face-off, ultimately snuffing out the wicked. As the dust settles, Commissioner Barbara Gordon arrives, and Batman, standing over Bat Devil's fiery remains, declares that for now, the apocalypse is off the table, unless he says otherwise. At number 5 is Superman in War of the Worlds. Supes is a last hope for Earth against a Martian invasion. This alternate DC Elseworlds tale, the Martians, fueled by their envy of Earth, decide to pay us a visit. A strange metal cylinder crashes, and out of it comes the Martians with their lethal weapons. Clark Kent, our future Man of Steel, reveals his powers to defend the world. The Martians wreak havoc, and our planet falls into chaos. Major cities are conquered, the leaders are taken out, and humans become second-rate citizens. Twist here is that it's not just the Martians who are vulnerable. You see, Earth's bacteria are making them sick, while Superman, with this Kryptonian biology, remains immune. Luthor, initially aiding the Martians, later teams up with Lois and Clark to fight back. Superman pushes himself to the limit, but ultimately succeeds, saving Earth from the Martian invaders. Luthor eventually finds a way to wipe out the remaining Martians, and Earth begins to rebuild. At number 4 is the Superman monster. This is a Superman Frankenstein remix that's just in time for the spooky season. It all starts out with a guy named Victor Luthor, a college student who was into some seriously unorthodox experiments like raising the unalive. His college wasn't so thrilled, to say the least. They kicked him out faster than you can say supernatural. But here's where it gets wild. Luthor plans to marry into some wealth, but that plan takes a nosedive when he learns that he won't get a set for the marriage. So he's out sulking in the forest, and then boom, an alien spaceship falls out of the sky. Inside, he finds the plans for reanimating the unalived. He goes all mad scientist, and long story short, ends up creating a messed up Superman who calls him dad. Things get out of hand. The lab is on fire, Luthor's injured, and Super Son rescues him. But the world isn't ready for Superman, so he goes out to live on a farm, kind of like old school Superman. He becomes Claus, learns to be human, helps out the farm, but Luthor ain't having any of that. He bribes a mob to attack the farm, and it's absolute mayhem. It's basically the story of Frankenstein, but with Superman in it. Like, come on guys. At number 3, Captain Leatherwing. Alright mateys, let's dive deep into the waters of DC's Elseworlds tale with Leatherwing, the pirate Batman. This swashbuckling adventure unfolds on the high seas as Leatherwing and his crew, after a bit of plundering, find themselves caught in a plot to steal his secret treasure hoard. The Laughing Man, his sinister foe, is on the hunt for this treasure and enlists Tatiana Felina to seduce and distract Leatherwing. Meanwhile, our young hero Robin sneaks aboard the Flying Fox and discovers mutiny in the making. He warns Leatherwing, who gladly accepts him into the crew. Things get even more complicated with Felina and Leatherwing's romance take an unexpected turn and betrayals are abound. As the sea battle unfolds, Robin makes a heroic sacrifice and Leatherwing confronts the Laughing Man in a climactic showdown. The story ends with the pirate couple, Felina and Leatherwing, sailing the high seas together, leaving the Laughing Man to rest beneath the waves. At number 2 is Gotham Noir, a hidden gem in DC Elseworlds collection which takes us on a mind-bending journey into the seedy underbelly of Gotham City in 1949. Picture a grittier black and white Batman world where Commissioner Gordon isn't a clean-cut cop, but a hard-drinking, hard-boiled private eye entangled in a web of corruption and conspiracy. When a dame ends up unalived and Gordon is framed for the unaliving, it's a descent into madness. But the twist here is that Batman is here, but his existence remains a mystery. Is he Bruce Wayne, or just a figment of Gordon's booze-soaked imagination? It's like the ultimate detective story within a detective story. Selena Kyle hints at Bruce's double life, yet Harley Dent suggests that Batman is just just a rumor. The kicker is that Batman and Bruce seem to coexist in separate places, blurring the lines between reality and illusion. So was Gordon talking to an invisible Bat vigilante or just talking to himself? Gotham Noir messes with your head and leaves you questioning reality. At number 1 is the Justice Riders. In this twisted tale, you've got Felix Faust, a notorious troublemaker, locked in the small town of Paradise. He's got an eerie warning that something dreadful is on its way to obliterate the place, but Sheriff Oberon isn't buying it until the town gets engulfed in mysterious lights and rumblings. Sheriff Diana Prince, a no-nonsense lawkeeper, takes charge after the devastation, and the unlikely team-up begins with Kid Flash, Booster Gold, and Hawkman. Their mission is to stop the sinister Maxwell Lord and his army of clockwork robots from constructing a railway to California by any means necessary. The story takes unexpected twists and turns with the arrival of the relentless bounty hunter Guy Gardner and the mysterious John Jones. As our heroes confront Lord, the real chaos unfolds with a steam-powered robot called Lord Havoc. This ride through the Wild West is a thrilling adventure with a unique blend of steampunk, sci-fi, and classic western elements. If you're looking for an offbeat DC story that's sure to surprise and entertain, Justice Riders is a hidden treasure you don't want to miss. So saddle up for the ride into this untamed territory where justice knows no bounds. As always, if there's an obscure Elseworlds tale that you think I've missed here today, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later, nerds!